Now, this is a very sore subject with a lot of people. Directories. I mean, I always hear directories are worthless. Directories, don't use directories anymore. They're worthless. I don't think that's true at all. I mean, it's free, easy links. Maybe submitting to, that 8word.com directory is probably not your best use of time. But if you start looking for individual free directories, ones you don't have to pay for. In fact, I'll show you a local one that I'm pretty sure they're not charging anymore. Is everyone familiar with Butler Webs? It's a free directory. I mean, it's not the most beautiful site. They've been around forever. But you can submit your site here. As you can see in the corner here.
You can find the link.
Yeah, if you can find it. It's a PR4, and just being in Pittsburgh, you can get your site listed here for free, which is a free one-way link to your site from a credible resource. Believe it or not, they don't sell links off of here. They used to not. So here we go, submit a business or submit an event. But again, if you look here, it's only for Western PA. So that's the big catch. If this was a national site, it probably would have got banned a while ago. But being that it's a local site, they don't sell advertising off of it. They use Google AdWords, so they're kind of partnered up. It's in Google's best interest that they do well. I think that it definitely is a place to spend 5 minutes and get a free, probably the internal link would be a PR 2 or 3, I would say, if we click on one of these. Click on medical dental. Has anyone heard of this before?
I've seen it.
Higher Images?
I've heard it.
Yeah, well, now you know. It's there's a lot of them out there. You just got to Google like Pittsburgh, like Pittsburgh directory, Pittsburgh business directory. What I always like to do too is I'll throw in the word submit. So I'll type in something like, you can type in the geographic location, Pittsburgh, I'll just type directory.
There's a tool on the wiki, on Pittsburgh SEO group wiki, that'll help you find directories. Can't think of what it's called off the top of my head, but if you go to the wiki and then go to SEO tools, under link building, there's a tool there that can help you find directories.
Yeah, and you can also do it by industry too. I mean, you can do like phishing, add a URL, submit a site, add site, and I'll tell you what, I mean, you have to go through a little bit, but for free one-way links, they're usually on established sites, it's worth your time. Don't listen, I know Matt Cutts and everyone, directories are terrible, but I mean, Google itself is a big directory with a good search function. So I would definitely recommend spending a little time. And what's nice is once you have your records, the next company that comes along, let's say you have another fishing company, and this one's in Tampa and this one's in, I don't know, Miami, you can combine the two of those. You already did all the heavy lifting. You can just go back. Just make sure you're organized, which I know that's the big word that no one wants to hear in this industry, organized. But yeah, make sure here's Pennsylvania car dealerships, suggest your link. I would never buy a link, honestly. I don't pay for links. Another great piece of advice is try to get in with whoever's creating these directories. A lot of them will give you, the first 24 hours, they'll let you list your site for free. They'll send you an email. You have 24 to 48 hours just so they get some initial sites in. Find out, just click on Webmaster, click on Contact. Just buddy up with them. We have probably about 200 that we contact. We can get listed in a lot of these directories that are just being built, brand new on the web. We can get listed for free, where they're typically $5 to $10 after 48 hours. Just because we've built relationships, we don't bring spam. We write them custom content, so they have a little free content to their site. And when you start multiplying that times 100, 150, you're talking 300 sentences per site that you're writing for free. So it's in their best interest too, but you have to make that first step to build a relationship with the webmasters. Does anyone have a question on that?
How about linking on a directory that has a lower PR than yours? Does that cause any problems with?
I would never link to them. Is that what you're asking?
If you try to get a link on a directory that has a lower PR than your site, links to you.
Yeah, I'd do it. Any link. Anyone that wants a link to me can. I mean, links are great. Low PR, high PR, because you don't want to just go after, so many people chase that PR train. I mean, it's like, It's that PR, the PR, and I swear it's a trap. It's all a trap from Google, in my opinion.
I think it's overrated. The whole
Yeah, and I think, like, I remember when it was first released and it was a big deal, and I think, again, just like when they started indexing Flash, it was a big deal at the time, and they kind of gave up on it and kind of just, let it do its thing, but no one really knows. And I mean, I have sites and they fluctuate in PR and no one knows why, and the rankings don't change, the traffic doesn't change, but the PR fluctuates. So I just never really spent the time to focus on it. I could be wrong. I mean, a lot of the bigger sites have a lot of PR, but unless you're trying to rank for a huge national site, I wouldn't. I mean, you can buy links and try to build your PR. You can buy like a PR8 link and get the link free for a few months, and that'll definitely bump you up to a 4 at least. But I try to take that approach of like that ethical, like what do the search engines want to see, and try not to take shortcuts. But no, yeah, take any link you can get. I mean, if it's a PR0 link, because you don't know when that page is going to get PR. When we get listed in a lot of our directories that we get listed in, the sites are 24 hours old, so they have no PR, but they will. In a few months, they all will have at least a 1 to 3 PR. And Google will catch them and they'll lose their PR. But as long as we can keep adding to these new directories, the webmasters are constantly trying to come up with more and more directories so they can make more and more ad revenue. If they were making these directories that were getting busted in the first month, they'd be out of business because they wouldn't make any money. So you always want to stay ahead of the game. You always want to try to get listed in directories as soon as they come out. For individuals, it can be a tough proposition, all that relationship building, but it becomes profitable when you have many different sites, or if you work for a company that has a big budget and you have to show results to. I would say 20 minutes a day on directories would be a must for me.